Sorry, every time we say Daddy Warbucks, I just laugh.
Like, why do we still have to call him Daddy Warbucks? That's so embarrassing.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Off to Broadway, the podcast where we deep dive into anything and everything musical theater. I'm Tara.
I'm Stefania.
And in today's episode, we're back for another edition of Off to Stratford. I was like, is that what it's called? That's what it's called.
That's the series.
And this is the 2025 edition because we recently saw both of the musicals, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Annie. And we're here to talk about it. But before we get into these musicals, Steph, why don't you tell us about our adventures in Stratford?
So we had actually a really great day in Stratford, a little rainy day in Stratford. But every year we've gone and we've explored more and more of the beautiful town that is Stratford in Ontario. And this year we were so lucky to get to take advantage of the Savour and Sip Trail that Destination Stratford puts on every year. So how it works is it runs from May to October and it costs $39.55 including HST. And with that, you get 5 vouchers to use at a list of about 40-ish local businesses throughout Stratford and in surrounding towns. So we got there a little bit early, and it gave us an excuse to pull out our map. Where's my map? Gave us an excuse to pull out our map of Stratford and kind of explore local businesses and get local treats. So we each got 5 things. I'm gonna show some of the local goods that I got to bring home. So we went to Poppin' Kettle Corn, and look at this. Look at this Poppin' Kettle Corn, and I got to pick a drink. So there's my lemonade. And I got to take it home. Like, it's huge.
And does this make you feel like a real influencer doing a haul on this episode?
But then we went another one. We also went to All of Your Favorites, which is an olive oil shop.
Wow. The focus. Actually though, a shout out to this store because they had just moved locations. We did not visit their previous location because I don't know why we didn't. Maybe just because within show times it wasn't open. Yeah. So we hadn't been able to get there early. But
this was a great excuse to visit places we didn't know about or weren't right near the theaters.
Yeah, but it was so interesting in there because they have so many different olive oils and balsamic vinegars, and you can go in and sample.
Yeah, we were sampling, we were eating, and they were also so kind to us.
Oh my god, so nice.
They were so sweet to us.
And it was really fun too because when you do something like this, Stratford has a few of these different trail tour things, and we saw people with their little slips going into stores. So it was what are they doing today? I wonder what trail they're on. So they were asking us what trail are you guys on? Where are you going next? And it was just I don't know, it was a cute little small town experience. Yeah.
It was really sweet. Yeah, also the gentleman at Poppin' Kettle Corn was also so sweet. Everyone was so nice. Yeah. Everyone was so nice. And then also we went to Bradshaw's, the Jellycat capital of Stratford, in my opinion.
What a beautiful store.
We went home with Moss Berry Farm jam. So I have this beautiful rhubarb and strawberry jam.
Yes, I have the same one.
So that's just what I took home. Then we also ate a Cubano sandwich at the at Birch and Wynn. And we also went to the Boathouse and we had this was so good. This was in collaboration actually with All of Your Favorites. Soft serve vanilla ice cream with olive oil. I think that was
lemon infused.
With some lemon infused with also maybe a honey that was infused with lavender
and orange blossom.
It was so good. It was unexpected. We were not sure how we were going to feel, but it was so delicious.
I just need to say, because I know that the olive oil and ice cream trend was kind of big a few years ago. And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I ate it, and now I want olive oil on my vanilla ice cream all the time. It was honey. So good. Very rich, though.
Yes, it was rich. It was rich. I ate a lot of dairy that day.
Yeah,
we went and had burrata right after that. We went to Patso again, which is a go-to.
And then we could not eat our dinner because I was like, this is so much dairy.
There's not so much dairy. It was delicious, though. It was delicious.
Yeah,
Came home, ate that pasta the next day.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just, the Savour and Sip Trail was just a way to make our day at Stratford just extra special. You can make Stratford more of a destination. Go for the shows, which we always do, but then get there a little early, stay over. You can, if we had stayed over, the next day we could have driven to Shakespeare and gotten pie.
Yeah.
Like, or surrounding areas. And
St. Mary's
grabbed,
too, right? Was the other location?
Yeah, the other locations you could go to are St. Mary's and Shakespeare. There's cheese. There's pie.
I wanted the cheese, but our
the pie was
didn't
calling
work out.
me. Yeah, so if you have a bit more time, because the vouchers don't expire, you can use them throughout the season. So make a whole weekend out of it. Stratford has a beautiful, like, river. It has a great restaurant scene. It's cute to just, like, walk around. There was a festival the weekend we were there. So I was so happy getting to just explore Stratford with our Savour and Sip Trail. So highly recommend.
And you can see a bit of our Savour and Sip Trail on our social media.
You can.
Steph has worked on a TikTok, and we'll also post it on our Instagram. And you know what? We'll post it on YouTube Shorts too, just so everybody can see
Shorts.
it.
YouTube Shorts. Be ready. Be ready for that voiceover from me.
And along with Destination Stratford, thank you to them for helping us out with that. But also just thanks to the festival in general, because they are always so accommodating for us to make sure that we get to see whatever shows we want to see. So we love returning to Stratford every year. And yeah, this year included. And it was actually so fun because, as you said, it started off so rainy. But then when we got out of our first show to finish our trail, I'm like, oh my God, the sun is out. What a beautiful day. And then we sat by the water eating our olive oil ice cream, and it was great. It was so nice.
Yeah.
But let's get into the shows, because that's what we're really here for. So we're going to go in order, obviously. So we did a 2-show Saturday, as we normally try to do, because Stratford is, a little far for us to travel to. So we like to do both in the same day. We would love to stay over one time. So let's put that out there, that we would love to stay over one time at Stratford.
Make a whole weekend out of it, as you said.
So we saw the matinee of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and if you flash back to, I don't know how many episodes ago now, but we actually did talk about this show because it came out 20 years ago, and it was part of our way back when, looking back at the 2005 Tony Awards. And I don't think we had like that much to say on that episode, because we had just kind of both listened to that cast recording, and then, as Norbert Leo Butz fans talked about him. But I think that's like really all we said about it.
Yes, we also knew that we were going to come see it this summer. So we were kind of hedging, trying not to form too much opinions, because we had this production upcoming. Yeah. I definitely will say, as we always talk about our prior experience with the musical before we see it, I had very limited prior knowledge of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I knew a little bit of the music. I'd used Here I Am as an obsession a few years ago, because I just love Cherie Renee Scott's voice. And maybe I knew it took place in the south of France. And that's basically it. And I will say, as someone who was famously not a musical comedy fan, I was not so excited to go into Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
We've said this hesitant. Publicly many times, that we were not super excited for the shows this season.
I was very hesitant. But okay, wait, Tara, what were your
same as you? I had no pre-existing knowledge, other than when I listened to the cast recording for the first time when we did our way back when episode. If I remember correctly, on that episode, I was trying to decipher who the characters were, because there's that weird brother scene, which is still a weird brother scene. Yes. And I couldn't quite figure that out by just listening to the cast recording. I definitely figured it out when we saw it a few weeks ago.
All became clear.
Yes. But that's really it. I knew that it was a David Yazbek score, and we were excited about that because, Dead Outlaw. Love you. R.I.P. You've closed now, but we love that Dead Outlaw score so much. And I had also read so many different people, like influencers that I see, theater influencers online. So many of them are like, this is my favorite David Yazbek score. And I'm like, that's so interesting. And
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is their favorite score?
Yes.
Interesting.
And now that we're here, before we talk about like what we thought of this, remember when we were in the theater and I was like, Death Becomes Her? What are you doing?
Yeah, like some of the theming was very like, if you want perfection.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I would say that Dirty Rotten Scoundrel has kind of a theme that goes throughout. It's just like a few bars of music that you can hear, but to me it sounds very much like The Death Becomes Her.
I've got a secret you would die for. Put them here side by side just to
I will.
see if
I'll put them side by side. Unless we were like imagining things, but I don't think we were imagining things.
But I thought it too, and then you said it to me. I was like, I was just thinking that.
I literally turned over to Steph and was like, Death Becomes Her, and it's like, yes, that's it, that's what it is. But no, we were like, I was again like not super hot on the shows this season, but always, we say this literally every single time we go to a Stratford show, always so excited to see the cast, the costumes, the set. The production is always such high quality, top tier theater, so that's always exciting to me when we head to a Stratford show, is that we know that production wise is going to be fantastic. And this show, the sets on this show, crazy. The budget,
beautiful. Yes, they have like beautiful set reveals that came out. Yeah, yes. I have to say, when they announced this, I felt very meh about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and as we were leaving, I was like, I had a great time. This was so fun. I really
it was really fun.
I would recommend this to people. It's fun. You know, something that I was chatting with my parents the day after, and I said, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a musical for straight men. And I believe
you said that.
You know what else? I did. And you know what else is a musical for straight men, actually? Dead Outlaw.
So true. David Yazbek really writes a musical for straight men.
But, you know, when I say that, I mean, it's, you know, a heist plot.
Also, sorry to interrupt you, but we should say this is like based on the 1988 movie of the same name, starring like Steve Martin.
Martin and Michael Caine, I believe, are
yes.
the kind of two gentlemen. Who is the...
Who's who?
Who is the sponge? No, I know which one is who. That's, I think, who's the soap heiress?
I'm not sure, actually. Oh,
Glenn Headley?
Was her name Janet? I don't... Oh, yeah, it was. Janet Colgate, because I thought that she was, like, from toothpaste fame, but turns out she's not. Or soap. I can't remember.
She's supposed to be, like, a soap heiress.
But Colgate is toothpaste. Wow. I don't know if that's related.
Okay, in the musical, her name is Christine Colgate.
Okay, so... Just a random name change, but that's fine. It really doesn't make a difference.
That's fine. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta adapt to what's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, you know, a heist movie, really fun, really kind of silly moments, but funny moments, and I thought clever. You know, I'd listened to the cast on before, but then when the quote-unquote twist reveal at the end happened, I gasped. I was excited by it. It paid off. Like, all the work that they'd been putting in to everything, like, jolted me with excitement when it actually, like, happened. Even if you kind of know where it's going, it still, like, paid off in that way. So I had a great time at Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
No, I agree. I think for us, something that we talked about is that, you know, a lot of musical comedies, especially the ones that we've seen at Stratford, are very men focused. I'm thinking Spamalot. I'm thinking Something Rotten. I'm thinking, I don't even know. Those are the main two that I'm thinking about.
Those are the ones that we've done recently. I feel like I don't know, and we, you know, we only started going to Stratford recently. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We started going to Stratford sort of recently, 2019, but I do feel like in recent years they have been focused on commercial properties and have always having, like, a commercial musical comedy in their season.
Yes. But I think what makes this a little different is that, like, at the end of the day, it's a woman who ends up on top, which I think is, like, really exciting for...
Spoiler alert for
this. I know. Sorry. It's a 1988 movie. Like, you guys should know. I've never seen the movie. You've never seen the movie, right?
No.
But... Yeah, like, I think that's probably why when we first found out that it was coming, we felt, like, so uninspired on it, because it's like, oh my god, another musical comedy where there's two men at the lead of this, and then to find out that, like, it's actually a woman's story is, like, pretty exciting, I think. And it's also, like, it's really well done. I think it's a well-written book. It's pretty tight. It didn't feel like it dragged, tight, which is great. There are definitely some crazy things that I would absolutely chop out of this.
Not Oklahoma. Do not.
No, not Oklahoma. But at the end of the day, like, it's a pretty tight, fun musical comedy, and this production, I think, is doing, like, a really great job with cast, with costumes, with set, with the orchestra, like everything. It sounds great in there, and everyone's having a really good time. Should we address what we were so nervous about before we went and the song Great Big Stuff?
Yes, please, actually, because this was something we spoke about when we did our 2005, like, way back when episode. The song Great Big Stuff has a lot of references, a lot of very 2005 references.
Yes.
That just kind of take you out when you're listening to it in 2025.
Yeah.
So right before that song started, we both kind of looked at each other. We're like, okay,
oh,
let's
no.
see what happens.
And to our delight, it was completely rewritten, like everything. I think every single lyric in that song was new because they added some like Stratford and Canadian references in there as well. But I think the only celebrities. Oh yeah.
And there were a few lines that were like the same. And when at the Stratford version it says, "I can finally afford to see a Stratford show." They say, "I can finally afford to see a Broadway show." So like that's straight. There were a few other things like, "I just want someone to love me for my money." Like that was always in it. Yeah. But like, "My pronouns are me, me, me." That's new.
No, that's new. I think the only celebrities that were mentioned were the Kardashians and
Leo?
DiCaprio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Leo, like on his yacht or something.
Yes.
But yes, instead of noted rich people
two
of
men
2005,
that you're not naming.
wait, you don't need to speak about this on the day of the
on the day of the disappointing trial results. Yeah, we won't be speaking on this. But kind of to jump off that, I do think we need to talk about like the cast here because to me, Liam Tobin is the star of this show, and that's kind of
this is a Tony Award winning role. That's a Tony Award winning role.
Yeah. And that was like really like he's always good. We've seen him a few times now in like different things, whether it be at Stratford or at Mervish, or at what was Christmas company, whatever company put that on.
In Beautiful.
Yeah.
We saw him in Spam a lot.
He's super talented, and when you look at his headshot, you would be like, that man cannot play this character. There's absolutely no way, because it's just a very sweet. As soon as he walked out, one, beautiful voice. He has such a great voice, but he really brought like so much energy to this character. And I think specifically in Great Big Stuff, he was giving it his all. He was jumping around. He was running up the stairs. He was like jumping on couches. And then we get to the craziest number in this entire show, which is, what is it? Something about Ruprecht? I don't even know the title.
All about Ruprecht.
And I don't even know what he was doing, but he was doing the most.
Yeah. There are some times when you really have to let your ego go as an actor. And that was one of them.
Like,
yeah.
It was crazy. Sometimes when like, you know, when you're sitting in a theater and you see something that's like wild, I'm like, wow, what are his parents thinking right now?
Sometimes I do wonder, as someone who hasn't performed really in a long time and also hasn't been, like, I was a dancer, I was not an actor. Sometimes I wonder, like, as they're doing it, like, what's in their mind right now? What are you doing? What are you thinking about right now as you're,
it's so hard to even describe, like, what he was doing because, again, it was just, like, that song is crazy. Like, it's a crazy song. The lyrics are crazy. It's supposed to be that way because it's supposed to scare off. It's supposed to be really
off-putting.
Yes, it's supposed to scare off this woman because she's here for the money, whatever. But, like, he must just be, like, in the zone. There's no way that he's thinking that he's in a room full of people that are staring at him doing whatever he's doing with his suspenders. Like, there's just no way.
It's the, like, dog collar.
It was crazy. But I just think he's, like, so talented, and it was so nice to see him kind of do such a crazy role like that, because the last thing that we did see was he played a dad in this, like, cute musical.
He's often playing, like, heartthrobs or, like, you know, I don't know, sweeter characters, heroic characters, and to get to really see him really lean into the comedy in this show, which I do think is played, like, very earnestly in some moments, but I know Spamalot was a comedic role for him, but not on the extent that this was to me.
Yes, and not as leading, I don't think. He was more of, like, ensemble in that. And then to compliment him. Obviously, the other character here, who's Lawrence, who is the true, I guess, scoundrel in this, played by Jonathan
He's kind of the elder statesman of con artists.
Yes.
That takes maybe, well, not, I would say under his wing, but not quite.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're working together, sometimes they're working against each other.
And he was also great. I'm pretty sure he was, what's the character's name in Spamalot? The lead character. I forget his name, but he was that guy.
Oh, God.
It doesn't say. A note to Stratford. Please put the character names.
Who did they play?
I know that
him.
they're in the shows, but I want to know who the character names are because I don't remember. We see a lot of shows. It's hard to keep track of who's who. But I would say that for the 2 o'clock,
he was King Arthur.
King Arthur. There we go.
We should have
known
that as the,
just
as
on
the lead.
History.
Okay.
But I would say that of the 2 at the 2 p.m. Saturday show in a room full of seniors, he was the crowd fave. Everybody loved him. And he was great. He was really good. I thought the 2 of them were really good together. Like
good foils for each other.
Yeah.
To play these contrasting con men who had very different ideas of how to best, get that $50,000.
Yeah, and I would say, of everybody in that cast, breaks the fourth wall. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking in the show, but it's specifically his character, I would say, that does it the most. There's many moments when he snaps his fingers so that the lights change. I'm thinking of that big moment at the end of intermission, which also is how we open on Act 2, where there's the reveal to the audience. Everybody was cheering for him, and he was soaking that up. And then we do it again
when it looks
when
like
we come
he's
back.
the underdog, and then he comes back. He's like, no, my con isn't over yet.
Exactly. So he's kind of, I would say, the crowd favorite. And then we also have our con woman, who is Christine Colgate, played by Shakura Dixon, who we saw in the Toronto company of Dear Evan Hansen. R.I.P.
Alana. R.I.P. to that.
Oh my God, I was about to say an Alana line, but I literally don't remember an Alana line.
No one deserves you. She's in, what is she in? Good for You. Just say what I need to
what a
say.
song. What a great song.
I know. Good for you. Love Good for You. Yeah, I think she had this sweetness to her. It's a tricky character to play because you have to be towing the line of this sweet, southern, innocent woman, and then you have to be able to make a believable turn and kind of make the audience believe that that's been you the whole time. So it's a tricky part, I think, but really fun for her.
But then I do want to shout out my absolute favorite character in this entire show, which was Andre, played by Derek Kwan, who was an icon. Every time he was on stage, especially with, who was his scene partner, because she was also really good.
Oh, where is she?
Everything is in alphabetical order, so it's very difficult.
I know. And she was in Sarah Jean Hosey.
Yes, Muriel.
Muriel Eubanks, yes.
They had a secret, not so secret, love affair, and they were so funny together. I loved every time we would see them on the balcony that was moving. She was another character that broke the fourth wall a lot, especially when they were on that balcony. She was like, is it moving? And then they would wheel them off stage. I don't know, the comedy was I don't even know how to describe the kind of comedy it was, but it was comedy that we're more interested in than
yes.
Monty Python is what I would say.
I do think the thing with a musical comedy, because I famously am not a musical comedy fan, but it's not such a hard and fast rule because it really just depends on the style of comedy. Comedy is so personal. Comedy is so specific. And the comedy Dirty Rotten Scoundrels in this musical landed with me. Another recent musical comedy we liked that we were just talking about, Death Becomes Her. I really enjoyed that as a musical comedy. Yeah. But, the past few years, let's say Something Rotten and Spamalot were not my styles of comedy and kind of were not my favorites because of that. And I just think it depends, how much am I laughing? Why is this making me laugh? Am I able to be caught on by surprise? Someone, I'm not going to credit the proper TikTok, but there was a TikTok that said musical comedies are really hard because comedy relies on surprise, and it's hard to surprise you in a musical because everything is so rehearsed and timed. And so when they're able to kind of catch you off guard, like I said, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels did, like adds that extra element, and kind of what makes a comedy successful. Anyway, for me, that's why I think maybe it landed a bit more with me.
Yeah, agree. Do you have a favorite song?
This is tricky. I actually thinking, when was I laughing the most? And I think what got me, because what I liked about this number is that it combined kind of a classic musical theater style song, was really earnest, but was also played for laughs. And Love Is My Legs, I think, was one of my favorite moments of the whole show. When it was so funny. You're laughing now. I'm right. That was so funny.
Liam Tobin did that.
Liam Tobin, he did that. Like there's so much physical. He's specifically doing a lot of physical comedy in this show. And that specific song. I forgot about Love Is My Legs. My love is my legs. Okay. That's me singing. It was just really funny. So, and like the physical comedy and the like seriousness of the song that they're singing, but that the lyrics are so silly, but they're taking it so seriously.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that I really like think works well in musical comedy for me, is when the performers are being serious, but just the full context and the lyrics are what's adding to the comedy, like the juxtaposition there.
This one is interesting though for what you're talking about, because like the performers are being so serious, but he's like lying to her, right?
Yes,
so
of course.
He's got like an added element there,
yes,
of like, I'm playing a character who's playing a character who's singing this song.
But you're also seeing like he's kind of also turning, like starting to have like a soft spot for Christine at this point. So there's like lots of layers being played here.
And then he gets played.
Yes, well, of course. Well, that comes, that's later a little bit, but yes. Exactly.
Wow.
Tara, what about you? Do you have a favorite? It was funny. Do you have a favorite song or moment?
I honestly really liked the finale. Like, I loved how we tied up that entire story. I loved when the two of them were like sitting on the beach chair and they were about to like give it up, and then this like cruise comes and they see her again, and then they sing, like Dirty Rotten again together.
Just the two of them are singing it, and then she joins in at the end,
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know what? We really just tied this musical with a nice bow, and they said, have a great day, everybody, and I did. So I just think it's like a really strong finale.
I agree. It ended on like a character moment. Like, it didn't end in like big showy number. It ended on just like these three characters that you've gotten to know so well, just kind of like riffing with each other. I liked when they were like kind of like the three of them were like dancing around each other.
Yeah.
It's like theater, fun.
I know. And that's, I think, when like, as you were giving the standing ovation, you were like, I had a great time.
Yes, exactly. So this is one I would like send my parents to this.
Yeah.
I'd recommend this to friends. If someone wanted to make a trip up to Stratford, I'd be like, yes, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, a party, fun.
Agree.
It's not so serious. No. It's a good time.
And it doesn't take itself seriously, which I think is part of it. Like, we've talked about this before with musical comedies. If the show leans in on the fact that they don't take themselves that seriously, it's like way more successful.
It knew what it was. It knew
exactly.
what it was. It wasn't trying to have like a deep message.
No, imagine.
We were just imagine, yeah. And actually, Connie is good. No, it was just a fun time, a romp through the south of France.
Yeah, no, it was great. Before we move on to our next one, I guess we should rate these. Is this what we're doing here?
We should rate. Yes. Okay, we gotta rate. Okay, out of 10. This is tricky. I don't know. Okay, I will rate 8 out of 10. I know that's high, but then 7 was too low in my mind. I know. 8 out of 10 fedoras that the cast and many audience members were wearing.
Oh my god, my favorite men! Forgot about them. We'll talk about them in Annie, because they were there too. Yeah. I'm gonna give it the 7 out of 10. Not for any reason other than just to be different. Sorry, Anna, okay. I know you hate when we give 7s. But I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10 briefcases of $50,000.
Or is it $50,000?
If you know, you know. Actually, before we move on to Annie, do we want to talk about the next year rumor? Because I think it's kind of relevant here.
Well, sure. Actually, I did pull up the Toronto Star article with the rumor for next year. This is an article. It literally said Okay, but I had.
Did you just get paywalled?
I just got paywalled. Like, please
let
me live.
Live on air.
Like I went on Firefox. Like I never even used Firefox. I'm going on Edge.
I actually think if you probably flash back to our Stratford episode last year, same thing happened. We were both paywalled on like the Toronto Star. Should I try?
You try. You try. Toronto Star. I just want to read Joshua Chong's article about the musicals for next season.
Joshua Chong. Toronto.
So the thing is, because dance calls and audition calls start happening early in the summer, it's really hard to keep next season's musical specifically a secret because
I reached my monthly limit.
Like, I do not go on the Toronto Star. I'm honestly not patronizing your business.
Oh.
Okay.
No. Wait. No.
There's
Regardless, we can read the headline because I've got the headline.
You got the headline?
The headline says, Stratford Festival plans to remount Something Rotten and stage a new revival of Guys and Dolls next year. Now, flashback to 10 minutes ago when we just talked about Something Rotten.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We are so well aware that this was a hit last year. 100%. Everyone was obsessed with Something Rotten. I can even say that at my place of work, other shows in the building did interviews. That's how much this show made its way like into mainstream Toronto viewers. People were like traveling to go see Something Rotten. I have no problems with that. We had our opinions on it, whatever.
Yeah.
But my problem with this is that why are we remounting a production that happened last year? Like, I'm
literally
tired of this. Like, I don't understand. It's
literally.
What did we say? I know it's like probably in the article that we can't read right now that it's some sort of like a goodbye.
Sorry, we don't want to pay for journalism.
As a journalist, I should get it for free.
Anthony Chimolino, next season is his final season as the artistic director of Stratford. So I think the thought process is to bring back a greatest hit from the past few years. This is so soon to bring this back.
But I just don't understand how something can be a greatest hit when it came out last year. Like, that's just not in the realm of greatest hits. Like, it doesn't fit that criteria for me.
Yes, I'm very well aware of like the financial realities of running the festival. I know they ran a deficit last year. I know it's tricky
as an accountant,
but no. It's a big thing to think about, and this was a moneymaker for them. I absolutely get it. If we're talking about something to remount that was a big hit for the festival, like, where's Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Where's the Music Man?
Where's the Music Man? Something that we've had a chance to miss. Okay?
People still talk about that Music Man production to this day. Yeah. I don't even know what year that was, but people like talk about that it was one of Stratford's. Where's Tommy?
Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy? Again, I don't know if that was quite a hit in the way Something Rotten was like a smash hit.
No, Rocky Horror is the one.
Yeah, because that one extended to like literally December.
Do you remember?
You couldn't get a ticket.
We were trying to get rush tickets to this because on was it Today Tix? I don't know what app it was at the time, but they were releasing rush tickets for like $20, and I was on it trying to get.
We were on there. We never saw it.
Never saw it.
So yeah, this was actually before the podcast. So
yeah,
that's given us a chance to miss Rocky Horror Picture Show. You know, and then the other thing is Guys and Dolls, which I think they did in 2017. But I think this is like a new production of it.
Yes.
So these are both supposed to be directed by Donna Fior. So sure.
Yeah, I and again, like, we love going out to the festival. However, if this is what it's going to be, I think we're going to go see a Shakespeare next year.
Yes, we'll see something different, which is fun. Will give us an opportunity to, you know, see a different show, see something else if it really is Something Rotten. Like, this is a credible source.
Yes. I am excited for Guys and Dolls because we haven't seen that. Yeah, so I'm excited. Guys and Dolls.
They should do the immersive West End Guys and Dolls.
Yes, they should. Let's put it in the round. Yeah. But yeah, it's just hard. I don't know. I agree with you you need to give people a chance to miss something. Like, I think of the only comparison that I can have to this, which is not even a true comparison, is like Anne Juliet is coming back to Toronto this year, but we haven't had it for 3 years, and I've missed it every day.
I miss it every day. And maybe if we were like big fans of Something Rotten, we would feel differently about this.
Sure,
but we're not.
But
Someone on Reddit had a theory that they picked Dirty Rotten Scoundrels so that like the audience was confused and thought they were seeing Something Rotten again because it has the word rotten in it.
Okay, well, no. Nice try.
I was like,
Reddit
maybe.
user.
I don't know.
We didn't say this was playing at the Avon Theater in Stratford. And sorry, I do want to say I don't have it right now, but I will in 1 second when it's playing until at time of recording, because these things do extend here and there. Although I do think it's going decently late. This is going till October 25th at current time of episode record and probably release. Yeah, so that's our thoughts on Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now let's move on to show number 2, which was another show that we were mid on, Annie.
Yeah. Well, I'll go first because I had fairly little knowledge about Annie.
But a hater.
I knew. Yeah, I just wasn't excited. I think if you don't see Annie when you're a child, you've really missed the boat on Annie.
Agreed.
And I did not see Annie as a child. I just knew, Hard Knock Life and Tomorrow, because you can't go through the world escaping those songs. So, I knew those.
Well, also, please tell everybody your experience as a dance teacher with those songs.
Oh, right. Well, the summer of 2015, I worked at a dance camp for 4 to 6-year-olds, and what they were obsessed with was the Quvenzhané Wallis remake, Jamie Foxx remake of Annie.
Yes.
Specifically the Sia remixes of Hard Knock Life and Tomorrow. So I would play the Hard Knock Life remix every day. Beyond that, I really had nothing. I had really... And, I knew it was about an orphan with red hair who was, adopted by Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah.
They found each other and, they became each other's family.
Right.
I understood the gist of the story, but beyond that, I had really no knowledge of Annie.
Yeah.
Tara, what's your experience with Annie?
A little different. So I think I've talked about this before, and I don't even know what year it is. But when I was in school for broadcast journalism, one of our assignments was to create a website. I don't even know if I don't know if you know this. I think you know this, but if you don't know it, you're about to find out right now. And I had a blog for a day that was called Seen and Heard, but seen as in SCENE and heard.
Sure.
And it was part of our assignment to go out and do something and then write about it as part of a journalism whatever. So I chose theater, obviously, and went and saw friend of the podcast Jenny Wise as Annie at Young People's Theater. I don't know what year it was.
That's an adult Annie.
It is an adult Annie at Young People's Theater to boot. And then I wrote a review on it. And wow, I should see if I can pull that up. I'm not going to post it publicly because it never was public. But I want to just know what I thought about it. And I thought it was sweet. She was very good. Obviously she was an adult playing Annie, but everybody else in the cast was also adults. So that was that. And then I did unfortunately see that Cameron Diaz, Jamie Foxx, Quvenzhané Wallis movie. And I never saw the Victor Garber Annie, but him in the bald cap is forever ingrained in my memory. So and I probably sang Tomorrow at some sort of talent show in elementary school, because who didn't sing Tomorrow at a talent show in elementary school? But other than that, I really was it's Annie. I kind of agree with you. We were talking to one of your friends when we saw Life After, and she was saying that Annie was such a pivotal movie for her because she was obsessed with it as a kid. So I definitely agree with you that if you saw this at a young age, I'm sure it was the show that put musical theater on the map for you. It wasn't for us. So seeing it as an adult, it's just not as exciting as seeing it as a little kid, I would say.
This was literally my first Annie experience.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy at the age that you
age
are.
Of 30 plus.
And this was playing at the Festival Theater, and I have to say, this production was so good.
It was a great production of Annie. So cute. Oh my goodness.
Were amazing. Steph and I crying during Hard Knock Life at how talented those little girls are.
They were so cute. I cried of cuteness.
The girl doing
Just so
aerials
sweet.
across the stage. Obsessed with her. There was a little blonde. Okay, there's a girl. There's a video. I'm pretty sure you liked it on TikTok, but I also saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a girl. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but go to Stratford's Instagram or TikTok pages because they're posting about the girls and Annie. And there was this little girl who was wearing these like round glasses, and I could not take my eyes off her the entire time that she was on stage. She was hitting every dance move the hardest that she possibly could, singing at the top of her lungs. I was obsessed with the girls. I thought they were so well cast. And they were the stars of the show to me.
No, truly, truly adorable. We need more of the kids, in my mind. Not enough kids. Yeah, I loved how they definitely had some 8-year-olds and then some 13-year-olds doing aerials. I really appreciated that mix. There was also a TikTok video, did I send this to you? Where, like, Devin Brown, past guest of the podcast, is, like, doing tricks. And then...
He was doing the most in this show.
He's always doing a lot of tricks. And then they bring out one of the girls doing, like, aerials and, like, they're doing, like, a trick off on...
No, I didn't see that.
On TikTok or on their social media, which is really fun, really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought this, for being my first true Annie experience, like, you can't have a better Annie. If I had one critique for this production, what I would say is, like, I wish in some places it felt like a very dark production in there. Mm-hmm. And in sometimes I wanted it to feel just, like, a little lighter, especially at the end when, you know, this is a happy ending and it's still, like, very dark and gray in that theater. Yeah. And I just maybe wanted a bit more brightness.
Yeah, even, like...
to reflect... the joy. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. We'll get into storyline in a bit because the president being everywhere is wild. But just to keep on performances while we're here, the girls aside, obviously we have to talk about Annie herself. So Annie, I know she has an understudy, but the Annie that we saw and the Annie that's been posted everywhere is Harper Ray Ash. How old do you think she is?
12.
Yeah. She's pretty
13.
tall.
Yeah, she's a tall, like, lanky.
Yeah. She has such a great stage presence. You can just tell by watching her that, like, she loves this so much. She obviously loves to perform. It actually made me think, like, this show specifically made me think about, like, us and our camp experience. Because, like...
Why did we never do Annie? So many girl parts.
You're so right. We should have done... Well, we had a lot of boys at that camp. But, like, we should have done
like
Annie.
10 boys.
Yeah, but, like, imagine...
Split between 3 acts, we got 3 Daddy Warbucks. There you go.
And just picture the little boys playing Daddy Warbucks. and then, like, one of them playing Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, and then one of them being, the brother. Like, Easy Street or whatever.
Yeah. But no, it was just, like, you could just tell that, like, this obviously means, like, everything to her, and she was giving her all, and... She has, like, a pretty good mixed belt for however old she is. I was very impressed with her vocals in a cute little red wig. Like, she was a little star up there. So she was super fun. But I do think, like, we'll talk about Dan Shamroy in a second, but I think that Laura Condlin as Miss Hannigan was really good.
Yes.
But, like, star of the show to me, where are you? Where are you? Mark your.
No, I agree. I mean, we cannot talk about Something Rotten again. Like, this cannot become another Something Rotten episode. But he was also the star of Something Rotten.
He's always great. I think the first time we ever saw him was it the Cabaret concert? I think it was, in the tent. That's the first time I remember him. He was in the afternoon show. In the afternoon show, yeah.
Like, the morning one. The one we saw at 11 a.m.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he sang, like, Sweeney Todd with somebody.
That did not occur to me. I believe you.
I don't know if it's in his bio. If it's not, I'm making all of this up. But it was, like, pretty memorable to me.
It's not in his bio. But I believe you. What was that called?
Why We Tell the Story. No, that was the second one.
In Why We Tell the Story.
Was it Hairspray?
Yeah, was it You Can't Stop the Beat?
I think it was You Can't Stop the Beat. Okay, look that up. If I'm wrong, we'll cut that entire section.
I'm just typing to nowhere.
No, he comes in to play, you know, Miss Hannigan's brother, Rooster, and for, I want to say, a total of, like, 12 minutes of stage time, I've never seen a person give more to a role, ever. He was so committed. Easy Street was a song that you didn't even know about, but then became like obsessed with after.
No, I was like, wow, Easy Street. Okay, he fully wasn't that. Wow, what a pull, Tara. What a pull.
Thank you. Because I remember him singing a Sweeney Todd song, and I was like, wow, this guy's voice is really good. But we were like such Stratford newbies at that point that we hadn't really seen him in anything else. And then obviously he was the star last season.
Yeah.
We did talk about the fact when we were driving home that he's got the true contract of the season, just being in this and nothing else. Congrats to him.
Like he's got the Princess track. He has one song.
A great
1.5 songs. Yeah, he comes out, he sings Easy Street, he wears his little outfit.
He's got a lot of bronzer on.
Leather jacket. Yeah.
That horrible wig.
And then that's it. One contract.
I will insert in this episode, because there is a little clip of them singing Easy Street on social media. It's just like, it's sung so well. It's a really like, it's a great vocal.
Who's his girlfriend? Oh, Lily St. Regis, played by Amanda Lundgren. Like, she's so elegant. She's so chic.
Yes.
Her legs.
She's a great dancer. Dress.
Yes. Just like such a fun. She's like eating up her. Like, she's got even less to do than what's his name?
Than Mark.
And she's like kind of eating up all the scenery she has.
100%.
We haven't talked about the true star of the show.
Dan Shamrock?
Uno.
Oh, the dog.
The dog. Not enough dog, in my opinion.
Not enough dog. Actually, I started the entrance applause for the dog.
When the dog came out, like, for like just like in the corner and just like stood there for pointless. 30 seconds, we're just like, Uno.
And there are like photo opportunities at the festival theater, and I did see they switch out the dog depending on who the dog is. Yes, I saw another. Wow, I saw someone on TikTok with the other dog. I will insert our selfie right here with us and Uno, the dog.
But it's like a cutout.
It's a cutout, yeah. There was also like a Hard Knock Life photo situation that you could take pictures of. Shout out to the girls that you took their picture, because they really nailed their pose.
Yes, they were really having a good time.
It's really good. That photo is really good if you have a group, I would say, because there's lots of elements that you could do. No, I want to talk about surprise of the show for us, Jen Ryder Shaw, because like we knew that she was in this season, but we didn't really know that she was in this season, because the last time
I have a lot of familiarity with Annie. Like, what do I know about who she's playing at Annie?
No, I know, but I think like we had, because when we had her on, she hadn't had the baby yet. And
right, famously she was very pregnant at that time.
Yes. And obviously her and Robert have had the baby, and
this is almost 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so she was, I think,
she was in
last season, and I don't know why. She was in
like a play. I don't think we saw her.
Yes, agreed. I don't know why I just assumed that she was going to be in ensemble this season, and then it turns out that she's playing Grace in this, who in this production,
again, just my lack of familiarity with Annie.
I completely forgot about this character. But in this production of Annie, as opposed to like other productions of Annie, I believe, or at least the one I saw at Young People's Theater, it's like super spelled out in other productions that she ends up with Daddy Warbucks, but this one they're kind of just like
more of a romance,
besties, which is fine.
Yeah, like there's just one moment near the end when she comes out kind of in her final dress, and Daddy Warbucks, like, his breath is taken away.
Sorry, every time we say Daddy Warbucks, I just laugh.
Like, why do we still have to call him Daddy Warbucks? That's so embarrassing. What is he credited as in the playbill? Dan Shamrock, where are you at? I think it might just say Daddy Warbucks. No, Oliver Warbucks. Okay, it says Oliver Warbucks. And we will proceed to say that instead of Daddy Warbucks.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's just like, it's just a subtle moment where we maybe look to the future, but they're busy. There's a lot going on.
But
they're adopting a child.
Jen really gets to show off her like higher vocal range in this production.
She's doing that soprano sometimes.
And she gets to wear like a beautiful coat, a beautiful dress.
So elegant.
Yeah.
She's really, Daddy Warbucks takes all of her, Mr. Bucks, he takes some time to kind of like warm up to the situation, but Grace is from the beginning, like, taking charge and like ready to be there for Annie and take her home. So she's facilitating kind of this whole thing.
She's the true mother in this situation.
She is.
And a true mother in real life.
Mother.
Grace is mother, is what we've learned.
Grace is mother. I think we're getting a little...
It's 10:28 at night. I have to be at work so early tomorrow morning, but here we are. We have to finish this off.
We're getting a little giggly right now.
Because all we're talking about is Daddy Warbucks. And speaking of, let's talk about Dan Shamroy, who is wearing his Billy Flynn suit in this production of Annie.
Literally.
I don't know if he is, but it looks like he is. This is like kind of, I mean, if we're going to compare this to Dan Shamroy last season, this is a completely different role for him. He played, what's that character's name? Nostradamus or whatever it's called?
I was going to say Nosferatu, but it's Nostradamus.
I think it's supposed to be like Nosferatu, kind of, though.
No. He played Nostradamus, and Nostradamus was like a real, like, future teller, real seer. Nosferatu's like a vampire.
But his costume was kind of vampire-esque.
He was like hunched.
Yeah.
Yes. Every season we see him, he's doing something so different. I always think about the first time we attended the Stratford Festival when we saw Billy Elliot and Little Shop of Horrors, and in the afternoon he's playing Billy's dad in Billy Elliot, and then in the night he's playing the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. That was also my first Little Shop of Horrors experience, which was actually,
the best.
To be fair, life-changing to me.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy I got to experience it because it really was a life-changing experience for you. We talk about this production like every day.
I know. And at the end of this episode, we're going to rank all of our Stratford shows that we've ever seen.
Okay.
We've done this before, I think.
Okay,
I think it was last year.
I don't remember, but sure.
Okay. It's 10:30. But yeah, and every time I see him, he gets to do something just a little bit different, a little bit special. And really, like, show off.
Speaking of Rocky Horror, we didn't get to see his Frankenfurter.
We didn't get to see his Frankenfurter. You know what we did see, though? His Trunchbull.
Yes, we did.
Remember
we did
that?
see his Trunchbull. Yeah. No, he's like, he's good at every time we see him. Like, I really have no notes on Dan Shamroy because I think he's just, like, such a talented actor. And, like, I think it's such an incredible accomplishment that he's had this amazing career in Stratford. Like, he doesn't need to go anywhere else because he keeps getting these great roles, and he's so comfortable at the festival that like it's a pleasure when I see his name on a cast list. Every season. I
know. We know we're like in good hands when Dan Shamroy's there. This is his 17th season at the Stratford Festival.
Yeah.
This is actually Jen's 16th season.
Good for her.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
But I love it.
So this was not like 100% a shared cast with the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, but like enough of the ensemble were in both of these shows. This is a way, which I was surprised about, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised because Donna Fior loves a choreography moment, but this had a lot more choreography.
Sure. More group numbers.
Standout moments, I would say, than Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. As you said, Devin really flipping all over that entire stage.
In Annie, the stairs, the male kind of dancers were really like sliding down the stairs many a time.
And Devin and also who's what's the other guy's name? The other main dancer?
Is it Jason Sermonia?
Yes. They were both like using these almost gigantic like pillowy things, almost as like trampolines. They would do like a trick on it every single time they placed it. And then it was actually cute when Annie left. They were sad because they didn't have anyone to like impress with their tricks, which was cute. I think our biggest critique of Annie is why is there such a heavy focus on Teddy Roosevelt?
That is so random. So random.
We're just calling him up
at
any moment.
He's like a main character.
In the second act only.
He's like a main character in Act 2. Bizarre to me.
When he sings Tomorrow?
They're like in the war room. I don't know. And we're singing Tomorrow. Guys, get a grip, please. Shout out to Stephen Patterson, who walked at the end. Like, do the curtain call in the wheelchair.
That was the second time we saw a wheelchair that day.
So we're in a wheelchair this weekend. No, it was just like, I was like, wait, we're spending a lot of time in the White House.
Yeah. There many Republican jokes. Yeah.
There were some things about Annie that really made it clear that this is an old musical.
Yes.
Like, there were, just structure-wise,
including the bio photos of the men in this who wrote it in the program. Too.
Charles Strouse, he died.
Charles Strouse, Thomas recently. Meehan, and Martin Charnin. Do you have a favorite song from Annie?
Wow, that's a good question. That's trickier. Let me look at my song list.
Another Princess track is the NYC Star.
Cabinet Tomorrow. No. I think Easy Street. Like, I have to say. Easy Street.
I agree.
Like,
it is.
The style of that song for me is just, like,
so
the most fun.
Yeah.
Like, really, really fun.
Because, like, to me, like, Hard Knock Life has its own life outside of this show. It's gone so, like, global at this point. Tomorrow and Maybe are the same song. Whether we want to like that or not, it's the same song. I think NYC is, like, a fun song, but Easy Street is, like, actually really good. Like, it's a really good song.
Easy Street. Yeah, I agree. I think Easy Street just the most fun. And it's always fun to hang out with the villains, you know?
Yes.
To get in, like, the seedy underbelly of New York. And you just get to have more fun when you're a little bit bad. And I think that's why, like, and you get to explore, like, a different style of music to kind of, you know, show how different these characters are. So I think Easy Street really, really works really well. And then the three of them just kind of slayed it.
Yes, agree. And also on that track, I think that Little Girls in this was also very good. Same kind of mentality of, like, watching the villain. You know, Miss Hannigan is probably, like, such a fun role to play. And I assume for a woman, once you reach, like, a certain age, you're like, Miss Hannigan is on my dream role list because she just seems super fun. Think of all the, like, celebrities that have played Miss Hannigan as, like, stunt casting. Jane Lynch, Whoopi Goldberg, trying to think of other people, but, like, so many people. So I feel like when you get a role like that you could just kind of dig your nails into, it's, like, really fun. So agree. A villain is, like, if I was an actor, I would want to be a villain because I think it's just more fun. Who cares about the hero?
Fun. No, I'm with you. I agree. I think it's really fun to...
Sorry to Annie, the
kind
hero
of
of
get to be bad, especially when it's fake.
Sorry to Grace, who's the hero of this story, and Daddy Warbugs, but I want to be on Team Rooster for this.
Team Rooster, yes, Team Rooster. No, I agree. I think it's, like, just so fun.
Okay, should we rate it?
Yes, I'll rate it. I'm gonna give this 7 out of 10. Her, like, little blue coat that she gets.
That's good.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 blue coats.
I'm also gonna give this a 7 out of 10 Unos.
Uno. We didn't see Clue.
The other
was
dog,
the more traditional.
Sandy looking.
What's the dog's name? Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy. Yeah, Clue was more traditional. I actually think I want to shout out. Clue and Uno are really good dog names.
Okay.
I think they're really good names for a dog.
Should we read their bios? No.
Yeah, please read. They're basically the same bio, but please read one of their bios.
Okay, so Clue, 2025, Sandy, this is their Stratford debut. I don't know if Clue is a boy. Oh, it's a he. Clue is a foxhound poodle. Okay, that's actually not traditional. The Sandys are always like a golden retriever to me.
Right. I think Clue's just like a little blonder.
Agree. Cross, who loves to be on the stage. He actively performs with the official Super Dogs. Wow. Love that. And the Flying Furballs performance team, entertaining crowds with his impressive high jumping skills in racing. He also has an extensive screen resume, appearing in commercials and TV shows. He is trained and competes in flyball, dock diving, and disc. What is flyball? When he isn't busy with his career or competing, he is a spoiled house dog, sprawled on the couch and going for hikes. Sandy is a dream role for this scruffy, adorable guy, and he is delighted to be working alongside his best friend, Uno. Wow.
So cute.
On to Uno.
Uno's is essentially the same, but go on.
Sandy in Annie, Stratford debut. Uno is a Border Collie Australian Shepherd cross and is no stranger to the main stage. He actively performs with the official Super Dogs and Flying Furballs performance team, entertaining crowds with his impressive racing skills and disc tricks. You know what? I think I've seen Uno before at the CNE. At the Super Dogs.
That's possible. Probably both.
Maybe both. He also has an extensive screen resume, appearing in commercials and advertisements. He is trained and competes in flyball, dock diving, and disc. When he isn't busy with his career or competing, he is a spoiled house dog, sprawled on the couch, or going for hikes. He's happy to share Sandy's iconic role with his best friend, Clue. You know, so sweet.
Adorable.
And that's that. Annie is on at the Stratford Festival. I believe it's the same date, but let me confirm that for you right now. Oh, it's later, until November 2nd. And based on the day that we were there, there are lots of available tickets for Annie. And
that's the other thing. It was not full. Oh. That was actually crazy.
Here we are. My emojis are back. I would also say regularly check Stratford's websites because they're always doing deals, whether if it's like a 2-for-1. There's, I believe, some sort of under a certain age deal, especially if you're going with kids to Annie. This is a great time to like take advantage of that. But there's always sales. So check on their website or even just like Google it because it takes you to a different page. Sometimes it's not on the main page, but you do need to like look up kind of to find the discounts, but they are out there. There's many, so there is a way to see this discounted. But yeah, that is our thoughts on the Stratford Festival. Are we ranking all of these shows?
Oh my god, maybe not. Okay, my top one I think is still Little Shop of Horrors, and my bottom one, that's probably, for me personally, this is so tough. I remember what I said last year. My bottom is maybe Chicago.
Yeah.
Just like as a Chicago, like I'm so mid on Chicago, and then I also don't think that was like, you know, Donna Fiore's best work personally. It's tricky, great cast. And then, you know, it kind of gets jumbled in the middle there. You know, I put Something Rotten pretty low. I put Spam-A-Lot pretty low. Those are my bottom three.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Spam-A-Lot actually bottom, and then Chicago, and then Something Rotten right above it. And then it's tough. Maybe we go Annie. I'm moving my way up. Annie. And then maybe I go Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
Then, okay, what am I missing? Billy Elliot still, La Cage aux Folles?
Rent,
oh my god.
Rent is my top Stratford show because just of the way
show.
that I felt in that production. Like,
yeah.
It was so, that production was so moving that like I
It was really moving.
I can't even have anything else top that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, then I'm gonna go Rent. And then I'm gonna go La Cage aux Folles because I really was like so moved. And then top, I gotta go Little Shop of Horrors, like number one. That was life-changing to me.
I would say like Rent is my number one. I would put Little Shop at number 2 and La Cage at 3. La Cage was like so phenomenal last year.
La Cage was fab. It was so good.
Like, remount that. What are we doing?
Bring it back. I know.
See, this is the thing.
It's just personal taste. It's personal taste.
Yeah. Another show about the French Riviera.
Yeah, they really... What else takes place in the French Riviera that we can do next year?
I don't know. Gotta look that up. Yeah, I don't know. It is really hard. Because, like, all this to say, and I said this at the beginning of the episode, and we'll say it every single time, none of these productions have ever been bad. They're all so super well done. If you are not snobs like us and you don't see a lot of theater, these are like top tier productions in this country, and I would tell everybody to go
100%.
out and see a Stratford production. So please know that we just see so much theater that we have to be critical. You know, when we first started this podcast, we were way too nice. So now, now we're hard.
Actually, we're really nice today. I had a good time at Stratford this year. And what the other great thing about Stratford is because they run so many shows. We just touched upon the 2 musicals. Yes. There are so many other shows running there this summer, all the way till October, November. So if neither of these sound to your taste, they've got a bunch more. We've heard great things about the Anne of Green Gables this summer.
Yes.
And if we were there an extra day, if we were making another trip up, that would definitely be my number one next thing to see.
What about
They're
the
always have
biker
multiple
gang?
Hamlet?
Macbeth? I think it's
Biker
Hamlet.
Gang Hamlet? Yeah. Go see that. There's like
Macbeth,
a Winter's Tale. Oh, it's... Sure. Biker Gang Macbeth. Sounds fun.
Dangerous Liaison, Sense and Sensibility, As You Like It, I heard was pretty good. Like, there's so much going on. But yeah, I agree with you. If we had, like, that one more show, we would see Anne of Green Gables because we've just heard such amazing things about it. So there's so many things to see if you're a musical.
They always have, like, that's usually the children's show. They usually have something, I think it's Anne of Green Gables this season, that's catered more to a younger audience. So, yeah, if one thing doesn't sound like a hit to you, there's always they've got a variety. So you can just spend a whole weekend in Stratford seeing shows, visiting local businesses, eating, going on a boat.
Yes.
Staying in cute like bed and breakfasts. It's like just a great town. And I'm always happy. I look forward to our trip there every year.
Yeah, so thank you again to Destination Stratford and the festival for hooking us up as always. And with that, it's now time for our Obsession of the Week.
So, this year, for the first time ever, Las Culturistas Culture Awards are going to be televised.
Can I tell you that I watched the nominations on YouTube because it was served to me on TikTok and I was like, should I just watch the whole thing?
We're going to talk about some of the nominations. So
I know where we're going here.
The award is going to air. It's going to air on Bravo on Tuesday, August 5th. Is this coming out before then?
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to air on Bravo Tuesday, August 5th, and then they're going to be streaming on Peacock the day after.
So sorry to Canadians listening. I don't know where you can watch that.
So we're going to go through some of the categories that really, that really spoke to me. And I think will speak to you.
Yes.
So for the first category to talk about, the We Could See Boop Award for Best Thing to See. Did you like my We Could See Boop?
Also, we have not talked about this since, but Boop is closed when this episode comes out, and we are heartbroken.
So you cannot see Boop, okay? Okay, so the We Could See Boop Award for the Best Thing to See, the nominees are Boop, John Proctor as the villain, the new flick from that cool young director Angelica, aka Sorry Baby by Eva Victor, The Sweat Tour, and Molly Gordon in Anything.
Wow, Molly Gordon getting a shout out.
I know, Molly Gordon getting a shout out.
You know what? My one regret, we have a few regrets from New York, but my one regret was not seeing John Proctor as the villain. And if we actually didn't have the Sunday that we ended up having, I'm pretty sure John Proctor as the villain had a 1 p.m. and I think we could have made it work.
I looked this up. They had a 1 p.m. on Saturday.
Oh, okay. But
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, I think we can do it. But we couldn't do it.
No.
Because
there's no 3 p.m.s on Saturday. That was the problem.
Yes. I was like, okay, we got a 1 p.m.
The
on
only way
Saturday.
we could have done it is if we just saw John Proctor and then O'Mary. But we weren't losing a spot for the matinee.
I know. We can't lose a musical spot.
But sad to not see it because I keep hearing such incredible things about it. So
I want to pitch to Coal Mine Theatre to do John Proctor as the villain. That's my pitch.
Okay, great.
Because I think they love to do Canadian. They do Canadian premieres of plays, so I think that would be a really good fit for
Coal Mine.
For Coal Mine.
Sure.
So
great.
Ted Dexter, are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you here? 2 pianos, 4 hands. Okay. Another category we want to talk about: harshest truth about Wicked.
I saw this.
And let's go through the nominees.
Yeah.
Ableism, and as a result, bullying. Racism, and as a result, bullying. The mom cheated on the dad. Adultery. Fascism, as a result of bullying. And Fanny not realized. We don't get into his gay story. What was that like? Was it hard coming out? Or was Fanny born wealthy? Prequel idea about this.
For anybody that's listening that doesn't know Las Culturistas, Bowen is Fanny in Wicked and also is a co-host of this podcast. This is relevant because did you see yesterday Stephen Schwartz said that Nessa will not walk in Wicked Part 2?
Yes, I did hear about this. So ableism.
And as a result, bullying.
As a result, bullying. Fascism. As a result of bullying. There's just so many.
Boop was nominated for a few things.
Boop got so many nominated. Hunger Games Award for Best Franchise. The nominees are Boop.
But is this just Betty Boop in general?
Well, Betty Boop was nominated for. No. This is specifically the musical Boop. Betty Boop was nominated for something else.
What is the franchise of the musical Boop?
Nothing.
Okay, great.
That's part of it. Shrek is the next one. Crest. The next one. The Hadids and Yo Gabba Gabba. Sweat Tour for Best Live Indoor Performance. The nominees are The Sweat Tour, The Brat Tour, Killa, Lady Gaga, SNL, Boop, and Bowen Yang, Lady Gaga, No More Slay on SNL. There's lots of categories.
Why wasn't Pudgy nominated?
Yeah, I don't know if they feel as strongly about Pudgy as we do. But they did love Boop.
That's who doesn't really love Boop? Everyone loves Boop.
No, I know.
Except for obviously the public who didn't pay to
Except
go
for,
see Boop.
Famously many people didn't love Boop.
But anyone that saw it loved Boop. I would see it again tomorrow. I would see it again right now. I love Boop.
I agree. I agree.
My parents loved Boop.
Loved Boop. Yeah, I believe. I'm trying to think. Yes, no, I'm with you. Yeah, Woman of a Certain Age Award, Betty Boop.
Okay.
Is nominated. Like the idea.
She's not. She's ageless.
Herself. She is ageless.
Okay.
She's timeless. It's actually they have the age of every person. So Women of a Certain Age, the nominees are Jenna Ortega, 22, Dame Helen Mirren, 79, Queen Elizabeth I, Elizabethan age, Betty Boop, timeless, and then Winona Ryder, The Age of Innocence.
Okay,
so they're really like
perfect.
They're just having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm so excited for them. I am like a longtime fan of Las Culturistas. Truly.
To be televised is kind of crazy.
I know they've,
I saw The Spirit
so
Tunnel
far.
was nominated. The Jennifer Hudson show.
Of course. And this was only the first round of nominees. Like, other rounds of nominees are still to come.
So possibly by the time this episode is released, Boop could have more nominations, is what you're saying.
It could. Yeah, this is only part one of the nominees, so really anything could happen. Do
you know that I was served this
Hannah
on Broadway.com?
Yeah, they were announcing the nominees as if they were like real awards.
I know.
Like, Boop nominated for.
Because I saw it on Instagram and I was like, what is this? And then I read the rest of the title. I was like, oh, Las Culturistas.
I need Hannah Solo, who is the originator of the We Could See Boop, to present the We Could See Boop award.
She should. They should at least like play the audio.
I think they have a hookup. I think they know.
Great.
They know Cole.
Yeah.
They know.
Exactly.
They know James Scully. They were in Fire Island with Conrad and James Scully. So like.
Wait. How could Oh Mary not be nominated here?
You know what? They talked about. They were not invited to the Oh Mary after party of the Tonys, and they talked about it. I think Oh Mary's coming. They spoke about Oh Mary.
But like Mary Todd Lincoln should have been nominated for Women of a Certain Age.
Woman of a Certain Age.
Mary Todd Lincoln. Ageless.
Mary Todd Lincoln.
She's ageless.
She's ageless. Cabaret age. Anyway, Tara, what is your obsession this week?
This is very different. But thank you for that.
Gotta keep it moving.
My obsession this week is something that I talked to you literally on our way to Stratford. I have not stopped listening to the 8 songs from the musical 42 Balloons since I first discovered it. I want to shout out Theater is Life on TikTok. I want to shout out Mickey Joe Theater because they are the ones that introduced me to this. But specifically, the song that I am so obsessed with is the prologue. This is a musical that is about the real life story of Larry, who sat in a lawn chair and I guess was like, he was attached to weather balloons and then drove off and flew. And Steph was like researching this as we were driving to Stratford because we were both like unfamiliar of this American story. And I just love in the opening number one, it's like set in the 80s. So the score is very 80s-esque. It kind of sounds a bit like Sextet Montage from Tick Tick Boom to me, which if you know, I love that song. Yeah. So I think I was already like destined to enjoy this, but there's something about it. It's just like such like quick, like staccato beat of instrument. The vocals are like really good. I love that they don't take themselves too seriously. They literally say like, if you don't know the story in the lyrics, look it up after the show. And then they say like, if you're going to tell your friends about this and they're going to ask why you saw a musical about balloons, like they break that fourth wall all the time. And it just finished a run at, Chicago Shakes. There are rumors of a transfer, but who knows because it feels like a very small, at this point, scale musical. I believe it premiered somewhere in the UK because the 2 people on the cast recording are Irish.
Makes sense.
I want to say. But I just think it's like so good. And, we talked about Dead Outlaw at the top of this episode. We're talking about like, we are always advocates for like original music. And I don't know, these original musicals, especially like another one, they picked a random newspaper article and wrote a musical about this man that attached himself to a lawn chair and flew. And here we are with like a super fun 80s cast recording. And I don't know, I like when we try things. It's very exciting when people try 100%. Things, and whether they're hits or not, they recorded something, which we always talk about. Recording something and getting it out there is the first and most important step.
Really important.
And,
really, really important.
They have me listening to it in Toronto, and they have people listening to it in Chicago and in the UK and across the States. So, I don't know. I just think it's exciting when something is random and it turns into something like super good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this show. I think it probably needs work is what I've read from the Chicago run, but I'll continue to watch the life of this and see where it goes because now I'm invested. So that's my obsession this week. The entire 8-song cast recording is really good, but the prologue is I
agree with you. That's
really, really good music. Yeah. So that's our obsession of the week. That's our thoughts on the musicals at the Stratford Festival. And that's the end of this episode. If you want to go back and listen to all of our other Stratford episodes where we maybe ranked them previously.
I think we did.
Well, you can go back and tell us, everybody. You can do that by subscribing to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment.
And you can follow us on Instagram at Off2BWay Podcast with the number 2 and on TikTok at Off2Broadway. Leave us a comment there. It's me commenting back. So
you're getting subbed.
Give me love.
Yeah.
Give me love.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.